Fuck me, who would have guessed that my PS5 rant video series continues? Now, part 7, yes, that would be my main reason for this video. Well, of course, this is more like just a rant in general, because it hasn't affected me personally for, you know, since last year's July when I got my PS5. But yeah, if you thought that PS5 situation is getting better, oh, how foolish of you. Of course it's not getting any better, it's getting fucking worse. um, I just read, like, very recently that the uh, chip shortage may actually continue till 2024. Yes, 4, not even 23. So this fucked up situation may very well continue for the next 2 years. Yay! Great! Brilliant! But anyway, yeah, I just thought about uh, making this video just to discuss about this situation and my take on the, situation, how I see it, and whatever. Yeah. So of course, on the positive side of things, this means that the PS4, which is already like 9-year-old console, still continues to rule, which is very, very nice accomplishment. Uh, and the support just continues for, I would say, at least 2-3 years. Uh, so uh, that is a very great thing about this. Um, so we continue to see like games that are coming to PS4 and PS5, like game that will be released very soon, Evil Dead, the game that I pre-purchased digitally. Uh, I bought the standard version, but that will include the PS4 and PS5 game at the same for the same price. So we will see many, 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 many of those kind of uh, cross-gen bundles for, I would say, quite very long uh, from now on still. So and also I have a couple of games here that I bought recently. I will show them and a little bit talk about them later. But yeah, uh, yeah. I mean, of course, the pandemic is getting a little bit better now. But the chip shortage, the aftermath of all of this is still very much, present, and we still suffer it for quite a long. We will suffer it for quite a long from now on. Uh, but yeah, it affects so much, like not just PS5, all the electronics, and you can also see that it affects Nintendo Switch OLED model. I mean, it's much harder to get that than the original Switch or the version 2, which was just, the same thing, but I think they a little bit bettered it, improved its battery life or something. Anyway, yeah, you can get that much easier than OLED model. Still affects Xbox Series consoles, but not that much. Actually, I've heard that Microsoft has really improved uh, the availability and situation of Xbox consoles, so you can quite much more easily get the new Series Xbox console, even Series X, than PS5. Yeah, the PS5 situation is still as ridiculous as it ever was, and even more ridiculous, I would say. But this gets me thinking that what if my PS5 just, stops working? I may have to actually, if there's nothing to be done to fix it, if it's beyond repair, uh, do I need to fucking wait for 1 whole year or something to get a new PS5 replacement? Like, what the fuck? I mean, that worries me a little bit, actually. But fortunately, I haven't read much uh, cases that PS5s have stopped working. I mean, it was a problem just after the launch, but I wouldn't say it was a hardware problem. It was much more software problem that they, fixed through system updates. There were just some, SSD storage corruptions, and that really, made the whole fucking PS5 a brick. But as far as I know, that has been fixed long time ago. I hope. uh, but yeah, my PS5 hasn't really acted up, which is great. Knock on wood. Uh, yeah. And speaking of, look, I don't have socks. Yay! It's so kind of uh, hot right now. It's not, of course, it's not summer yet, but yeah, it's getting. The days are getting warmer. But yeah, anyway. Uh, so what was I saying? Uh, yeah. So speaking of PS5, the eventual PS5 Pro, I don't think like this chip shortage that just continues and continues is not a good thing for PS5 Pro. I mean, Sony would be ridiculously stupid to even think about uh, doing a manufacturing a PS5 Pro, let's say in a next 2 years. Let's say, like I said, this shortage may last until 2024. So I would say, Sony, don't even think about PS5 Pro until, I would say, 2024, 2025. Uh, you need to really wait that this situation gets better, because how do you think that the PS5 Pro would be any different any different. Uh, I I would say the availability. Let's say PS5 Pro would be released next year. Would you really think the uh, availability of PS5 Pro would be better than standard original PS5? No. Uh, no way in hell. So that would be just beyond stupid to, now push the PS5 Pro into the market. No, and I think that that's the reason why we haven't even heard much like rumors about the PS5 Pro. Yeah, I made a video about I I read some rumor, but that was, I would think, almost 1 year ago or something. Uh, Around the time when I got my PS5, or little later than that, I think I read some, first rumors about PS5 Pro. But I think that this continuing situation just makes Sony, think that it's ridiculous. We just need to, you know, stop thinking about PS5 Pro for the time being and just focus on getting the original PS5s enough to the market. And then when the situation is better, then start thinking about PS5 Pro. So, yeah, this is, ridiculous. Like, it's been 1.5 year, like 18 or even now 19 months since the release of PS5, and you still can't find it on store shelves. You just can't go into the retailer and buy it from the shelf. No, you still need to fucking have extreme luck to get it through online purchasing. And even then, it's just a struggle to get them. Like, if some retailer gets some units, they are gone in seconds or minutes. That still is very much, the situation after fucking 19 months. So yeah, but I think that's enough for the PS5 rant, and let's go to my games that I bought recently. Okay, this is not a new game, but I will just show you and say why I got NHL 22, which I've made a review of, and I absolutely love this game. Why I got it for PS5 physically now, because earlier I only had it uh, digitally bought from PS Store. So this has been a blast to play, like the best NHL game ever released for me. Like, yeah, hands down, just phenomenal ice hockey game. So I thought that since this is just a brilliant, brilliant NHL game, I will definitely get day one NHL 23 coming later this year. So I got this very cheap, only 25 euros. It was on sale. So I can, when I get NHL 23, I can trade this to get the NHL 23 cheaper. But I couldn't have done that with the digital version. Of course, you can't trade those games. You can't use them to get the new games for cheaper. But yeah, uh, I just thought about that. This way, I will get the new NHL cheaper. That was my point. But yeah, a new PS5 game that, well, it's new for me, but this was released back in last year's, I think, November, if I remember right. It's called Kina Bridge of Spirits. This is a kind of indie game, but it's a kind of high quality, big budget, if you can say big budget indie game, uh, which I was for quite a long, since its release, I was interested about this game because I thought that this would be a, kind of classic style action adventure, and I haven't played it yet, but I think I'm right because what I've seen from this game, and also uh, one review said that this reminds the reviewer said that it reminds a lot of like old school Zelda games, which of course I'm not personally a big fan of, but also there was a mention of Star Fox Adventures on GameCube, which back in the day I really loved that game, and that was the main reason why I decided to get this, because it said that this reminds of Star Fox Adventures on GameCube. Uh, so yeah, and yeah, there's only a text inside, so there are no art inside the box. There are on very many occasions there are nice art, pictures and art inside the box. But yeah, anyway, that's my new PS5 game, and also couple of Nintendo Switch games. The other one is very new, but the other one is actually released back in 2019 already. But finally I decided to get it because when I first heard about that game, I thought I need to get that game, but somehow I just forget about it for a long time, and now it's first party Nintendo game, and these both are that I'm going to show are both first party Nintendo games, which I have mentioned I think many times on some videos that I'm not a big fan of first party Nintendo game series games like Mario, Zelda, uh, and all the other big first party Nintendo games. Well, Metroid series is, that is very close to my heart. I've always loved Metroid series, and I also have Metroid Dread, which I think I haven't maybe mentioned, but okay, let's show that game too. So yeah, I got Metroid Dread, but yeah, there's really nothing to say about this because I'm a big Metroid fan. So yeah. Anyway, let's put it there. But yeah, the game that was released back in 2019 on Halloween. Do you guess what it is? It's like I said, it's first party Nintendo game. Well, of course, it's Luigi's Mansion 3. So, uh, there's some nice cover art of the mansion, inside the mansion, I think. Yeah. Um, so I've played the original Luigi's Mansion back in 2000 when it was released, 2002, 2001 even. I can't remember when GameCube was released. 2000, well, early 2000. The first Luigi's Mansion was just great game. Then I had the Luigi's Mansion 2 on Nintendo 3DS, which wasn't as good as the original, but yeah, I just needed to have the third one. And this will have, for the first time, a local co-op mode, which will be a blast to play with a friend, definitely. So that was the key reasons I got this game. So there you go, Luigi's Mansion 3. And the other first party Nintendo game that just came last week, and I was a big fan of the earlier sports games that came to Nintendo Wii Sports. So this is a long awaited sequel, kind of sequel to Wii Sports. It's Nintendo Switch Sports. So this will have a 6 sports games, different sport games, badminton, volleyball, tennis, soccer, bowling, and I can't remember what that 6th sports game was. Yeah, I just can't remember what it was called. But it's a kind of, duel. You duel with some kind of short, not short, but yeah, it's a kind of duel sports. Uh, yeah, I can't remember the name. And also, Nintendo has said that post-launch they will release the 7th sports game, golf. Yes, that would be. I would say that will be my favorite of them all. I really love bowling also, and tennis. Tennis will be a nice, but I would say I will definitely enjoying the most of these 6 before the golf comes. I would say bowling. But yeah, Nintendo Switch Sports will be a nice way to play, sports game, not just sitting around, but moving and actually you hitting the ball and kicking the ball and bowling the ball. So that would be awesome. Gets your it gets your ass moving. Yeah, so that's it about the little bit PS5 rant and my recently purchased games. And also, yeah, for the football or soccer game, this game with you know, leg strap game with the switchboards, and you can put this around your ankle and then uh, then put the Joy-Con in it, and then you can, you know, kick. So and they are sold separately if you want more than one. So Nintendo sells them separately. Anyway, this is it. Wow, almost half an hour long video, but yeah, uh, I will be probably doing some kind of video about Evil Dead game that will be out next week already, is it? Yeah, it will be next week's Friday, I think. Finally, the new Evil Dead game will be out, and I'm going to. I think I'm also going to. I'm not sure. I can't promise that, but I think I will review that game eventually. Yeah, it will be a multiplayer online focused game. There won't be much single player. There will be some kind of single player content, but not the full story mode or anything.